Where's Secretary Buttigieg? Doug, please join us. Secretary Buttigieg, please join us.
Well, good morning. Good morning. It is my profound privilege and honor to welcome you to these hallowed grounds of Selma, Alabama, and to the sacred grounds of Tabernacle Baptist Church, the home of the first mass meeting for the voting rights movement. We are so happy to have each one of you here this morning as we welcome the world to Selma, not just to commemorate what took place here 61 years ago, but to rededicate ourselves to the work of justice and equality and freedom. We pray that we are strengthened and galvanized by the company of humanity as we worship together and we leave inspired and informed to continue the great work of this democratic experience called America, to bring glory to God and to uplift humanity. And so again, on behalf of Tabernacle Baptist Church, we welcome you to our campus and we are grateful to have you here. And I will turn it over now to our Mayor, the Honorable Mayor Johnny Moss.
Good morning. On behalf of the City of Selma, I want to thank our Congresswoman Terry Sewell and also extend our appreciation to the members of Congress who traveled to Selma this weekend. Also, I'd like to welcome Governor Moore. Here reminds us that the legacy of this city and the fight for voting rights still matters across this nation. Thank you for standing with Selma and honoring the foot soldiers whose courage changed America. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So before I begin, I want to acknowledge that since last year, we've lost some foot soldiers. And I'd like to have a moment of silence, if we can, for those fallen foot soldiers. Joanne Bland, Bernard Lafayette, Cadet Claudette Culver, Jesse Jackson. Moment of silence. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am so happy to be right here to thank my mayor of the city of Selma, of Congress and dignitaries from all across the nation once a year for Bloody Sunday. From Buffalo, New York. Of course, we have the Honorable James Clyburn from South Carolina. And we have the Honorable Joyce Beatty from Ohio. The Honorable, forever Senator for me, Doug Jones, and also now candidate for governor. We have our former Secretary of State, Pete Buttigieg, who's here with us. And we have Everett Kelly, who's here as well. And of course, Congressman Shamari Figures, who is my partner in crime. So honored that the citizens of Alabama have given me a partner in the Democratic caucus, none other than Shamari Figures. And of course, we have the Congressman Glenn Ivey. Let me just say thank you all for being here. We're holding this press conference because I wanted folks to know are very cognizant of that. And you know, when I think about the foot soldiers, for me, they were not just names in a history book. They were my neighbors, they were my church members, they were my teachers. And so it holds a special place in my heart that I get to have the unique opportunity to welcome all us back in our progress. And we are here to say no more. Not that we rededicating ourselves to the proposition that those foot soldiers had. I just want to say that it's critically important at this time that we remain focused and we remain hopeful. When I think about the journey ahead of us, we know that the Calais case could totally decimate the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and we stand ready. The John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, and I have to tell you, we know that when we vote in, and I look forward to winning in November, I look forward to being able to say that Hakeem Jeffries, the first African-American Speaker of the House, and I look forward to actually having a gavel. It's called the gavel, that the Subcommittee on Elections, and I look forward to pushing through the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. So welcome to the hallowed grounds of Selma, Alabama. And remember, Selma is a vibrant community. We want you to eat, drink, spend lots of money in that right there, leave money behind, and of course, as I always say to the delegation that comes from Congress, please do not forget us in appropriations. We know that Selma is a town of only 17,000. People think of Selma because of the bridge, but we are a small yet vibrant and important town, and we will not be forgotten. With that, I want to introduce the 63rd governor of the state of Maryland and the first African-American governor of Maryland, none other than Westman. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Congressman, we want to say thank you, and it is great being in your hometown. We were saying on the way over here, we got a chance to pass your high school.
Yes, Selma High School.
Selma High School, the Saints, and they produce the Saints. You're grateful for it. We really are.
Now I know why he's governor.
I'm thankful to be here. Doors and reminding us that God's love transcends all. And that God's love is never restricted by a building. That God's love is restricted by nothing. And to have a chance to be here with so many leaders who I admire and respect, to have a chance to be in a Maryland, doing in Selma, the answer is because it's a reminder of what happened in the past, but a reminder of our power, especially at a time right now. We're a situation where we have an administration who is using the Constitution like it is a suggestion box. It's important that we understand our own power. That in this time, what we saw 61 years ago was not just people who were pushing back, it was people who were pushing forward. It was people who understand that. So at a time when we are saying to our children that we will invest in your future, no matter what else we are hearing from the White House. At a time when we are seeing, as the Congresswoman said, at White House it is saying that they want to ban our books. Well, you look in the state of Maryland, I'm thankful to be here with my dear friend Glenn Ivey, Congressman Ivey. Well, in Maryland, we banned the banning of books. You were not going to ban books in our state. All right. That at a time we are asking for the people who have done best in our society to be able to pay a fair share so we can invest in the best public schools and invest in making sure we have safe communities and safe streets. And that work, wages, and wealth should be a pathway that everybody should benefit from and not just some. Today is a day of hope. It's a day of remembering our past, but also it's a day of remembering our strength. Remembering that no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
That's right.
And a time to remember that in March 61 years ago, now, it's hard. And I'm thankful to be down here to say thank you. And to say that we stand with you today, tomorrow, and always. And I'm thrilled and honored to be able to turn this podium over to not just a absolutely fearless leader in our society, but also a fearless leader for cause and someone who's to God.
And proud representative of New York's 9th Congressional District, located in central and southwest Brooklyn. And I am so happy to be here once again to commemorate Sunday. Welcoming our delegation to Selma for this year's annual Civil Rights Pilgrimage as we commemorate the 61st anniversary of Bloody Day. Today, we see efforts at the highest levels of government that undermine here in Selma. Efforts to erase our history, roll back our progress, silence our voices, and weaken our power. Our democracy, economic opportunity, fundamental freedoms, and access to the ballot box are under attack. Over the past year, we have seen a concerted effort to roll back civil rights, undermine voting access, and connected at the expense of our communities. But let me be clear, we will not waver. The Congressional Black Caucus will not be silent, and we will not back down. As we stand here in Selma, we are reminded of the extraordinary courage of those who marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, including our beloved colleague, John Lewis. Congressman John Lewis showed this nation what it meant to practice good trouble. He risked his life on the bridge with the foot soldiers so that generations of Americans could exercise their fundamental right to vote. Honoring his legacy means more than remembering his sacrifice. It means continuing the work he and so many others began. The story of Selma, this sacred ground, reminds us that progress in this country has never come easy. And today, we
Good morning. Good morning. Dr. Culliver, Mayor Moss, Selma's daughter, Congresswoman Sewell, Governor Moore, Chairwoman Clark, and all of my colleagues who have joined us here today. Welcome to Selma. Welcome to Alabama. Welcome to the place where the fight for freedom began. I have the privilege of representing Congressional District 2 here in the state of Alabama, which includes the birthplace of the Civil Rights Movement in Montgomery, Alabama. Probably since John Lewis passed away, is of significant meaning. We lost three giants, three pillars of what got us here. I, like Congresswoman Sewell, represent a voting rights act district, a district that would not be. We lost Jesse Jackson, and we lost Bernard. Unfortunately for us, we have played in the game. This is a moment that is about more than just recognizing what happened. It's also about acknowledging the disrespect that we're seeing to the legacy of people like Bernard Lafayette and Joanne Glenn and Jesse Jackson and John Lewis and others. Just this morning, I don't even know if you've seen it, just this morning, on the commemoration of Bloody Sunday, a day after we laid Jesse Jackson to rest, the President of the United States tweets out his support, his urging for the United States Senate to abandon all tradition, to ignore the filibuster, and pass a piece of legislation that would literally make it illegal to register to vote with your driver's license. I don't think that's an irony. I don't think they didn't know what today was. I don't think they did. We're going to continue to stand up. We're going to continue to push. Not harder to do in this country. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Congresswoman Terry Sewell.
So to close this out, I just want to remind all of us that we may be weary, we may be tired, we may be frustrated, but what we cannot do is give up.
That's right.
So in the name of John Lewis, I want to remind all of us of what he was nevertheless strong. As he said, never give up, never give in, keep the faith, and keep our eyes on the prize. And with that, I open it up for questions. Good.